Hi guys, in this episode of RayDK, I'm actually going to be reacting to the B-sides and an album of a group that I actually haven't reacted to. Hi guys, in this episode of RayDK, I'm actually going to be reacting for the first time to an album by Oh My Girl. I'm pretty sure it's the first time. I don't really remember reacting to their B-sides before, and if my expectations for these B-sides actually come true, I definitely would feel bad about not reacting to their B-sides sooner. Because I've decided to employ a different way of figuring out for which groups, albums I'm going to be reacting to, because it's just not feasible for me to react to every single album release ever, but I do want to check out as many songs as I can, because you never know what a really good song you're going to get out of the B-sides of an album. So the new way that I'm going to be doing this is that once I react to a title track, I will be checking out the B-sides on my playlist, and if I am even mildly interested and it sounds like it could be something interesting in the B-sides, I'm gonna be reacting to it, which is how I decided to react to this album, Real Love by Oh My Girl. And because of the amount of songs that we have in this album, because I'm pretty sure it's like a studio album, we're gonna have to split it into two videos, with the first 4 songs of this album called Drip, Eden, Replay, and Parachute being reacted to in this video, and the rest in the second part. And yeah, from the little bit that I heard of the songs when I decided to react to this album, it seems like they're gonna be actually very different from their title tracks, which is exciting. And I really hope my expectations are met, because the last album that I reacted to, which was NCT Dream's Glitch Mode album, I was ultimately very disappointed with it, but it honestly was exactly what I expected it to be, so it was honestly my fault for being disappointed about it, because it was exactly as mediocre as I expected it was going to be. But now for Oh My Girl's album, I really expect that it's going to be really good based on the few songs that I checked out, because I only checked out a little bit of like Drip, Eden, Replay, and I liked the way it sounded, so I'm really excited for those in particular. But without further ado, let's start off with the first song of this album, Drip, in 3, 2, 1. I really genuinely have no idea what the usual quality of Oh My Girl B-sides is. So based on this reaction, I could potentially react to all of their albums. Also depending on how well this video does. And yeah, I can already tell you this is so much more entertaining than the NCT Dream reaction. No shade thrown at NCT Dream, by the way. Okay. There's definitely a little bit of like title track level quality for this song. Wait, is this song one of these songs that seem to be trending recently, where the song changes styles 5 times inside of the song? Because this sounds completely different from the beginning. We might have to react to this one a second time. I kinda like it though, genuinely. Like, it's keeping my attention. And that is really good for a B-side to do. Why is this kinda good? What the hell? And why the hell have I been sleeping on this group? Like, this is so different from their title track. Like, this is like Girl Crush. if they have more songs like this, definitely we'll be checking out their B-sides. All of their B-sides, their whole discography. Which is gonna be a huge undertaking, so you guys better show up for these videos. I would also really appreciate if you support me on Patreon. That would definitely make me really want to do them sooner rather than later. Because I actually can make money out of these reaction videos. So it is ultimately just for fun that I'm doing this, and for you guys. But a little incentive never hurts, you know? Okay, that was a hell of a start. And I genuinely feel like I have to listen to this one a second time because it felt like one of those songs which I really complained about in the beginning of my reaction to NCT Dream's Glitch Mode album. Because there have been quite a few songs recently that have had this style of like 5 different and interesting songs shoved into one song. And I hate that kind of thing. Mainly because it's hard to do right. And most recent releases have not done it right, because I'm always feeling annoyed by the fact that I enjoy this part of the song, or this part of the song, or this part of the song, but as a whole, it doesn't work. It just detracts from those good parts of the song, and if they had decided to stick with at least one of those sounds, it would have been so much better. But honestly, for this song, I actually think it did it decently well. Like, it definitely didn't bother me that it was constantly shifting. I think big reason why is because I didn't really have any expectation. I don't really have any expectations for this group and what their songs need to sound like for me to like them. So they were more free to like shift around with their songs, and especially after reacting to 10 songs of an album that I didn't really enjoy, it's just refreshing to get a song that I'm even like mildly interested, and I'm definitely much more than mildly interested in this song, because this sounds really good. Like, this sounds hard-hitting, girl crush, my thing, exactly my thing. And yeah, if a lot of their B-sides are like this, I really want to chastise everybody for not telling me sooner that they have some sick B-sides. Why did it need to take so long for me to find that out? Come on, guys. But yeah, I do want to repeat, if they have a lot more B-sides like this, and if I end up enjoying this album more than I don't enjoy it, like if I enjoy the majority of this album's songs, I definitely will be interested in checking out some more B-sides. Hell, if I even like 3 out of this album's 8 songs, I'll probably check out another album, because that's a great ratio of good songs to mediocre ones, you know? But yeah, let's just get into this one a second time, because it was an interesting experience right off the bat. I liked it, and I really want to try to comprehend it by the second listen in 3, 2, 1. I think for a B-side, it's enjoyable when you have like this shifting around with the sounds, but it bothers me, I guess, when it comes to it being a title track, you know? Yeah. Let's go, trip. But it's crazy how different this is from their title tracks. Like, on one side, there's these cutesy girls who have fun all the time, and then on the other side, there are these queens of hell with girl crush music being audible all around them, you know? Like, if they release these kind of stuff as title tracks, they genuinely might be one of my would have been one of my favorite girl groups. And yeah, this song could have worked as a title track. But I guess it might have pissed off some people because I've seen people complain about weekly shifting to a girl crush sound for their most recent comeback. Which I also kind of wasn't that big of a fan of them shifting their sound because I liked what their sound was beforehand. But as long as they release good songs, I really don't care what style it is in, you know? Yeah, this is a banger for sure. And a great start to this album. I'm feeling a little bit of 80s vibes of some of these verses in this song. I kind of like that though. This one is definitely going to my playlist though. Okay, so now I just really hope that this quality holds up through the rest of the album, which I have the sneaky suspicion it will, but let's not get the horse up in front of the cart. This is a pretty good song. I like it quite a lot. I might end up overhyping it a little bit in the grand scheme of things because I did not expect it to be this good. Obviously, before I check them out on my playlist, not before this. I definitely already, when I started recording this reaction, I expected that I was gonna enjoy them, but I did not expect or ever thought that Oh My Girl's B-sides were like this. I really like it. I really, really do. And in terms of a rating for this one, it is gonna be like a 9.4 out of 10. The biggest reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is definitely that shifting of styles, which even if it's doing good, I still would rather not have it, you know? But it is a good song, and I want you to keep in mind that in terms of whenever I rate B-sides of albums, I tend to rate the songs in comparison to other songs from the group, or even more so, other songs in the album, when we start going through the album more. And because I don't have any experience with Oh My Girl B-sides, I'm pretty much just judging this song in comparison to their other title tracks. And I definitely like this the most out of any of their title tracks, I guess outside of Liar Liar, which was a song in like, what, 2016? Unless I'm confusing them with some other group, but I don't think I am. But yeah, man, they've been around for a while. It really is gonna be a huge undertaking if I go through all of their B-sides. But yeah, again, hopefully you guys will show up for those reactions if they do end up happening in the future. But again, if you want to make them happen sooner rather than later, comment your comments down below to let me know there's a demand for a reaction like that. But yeah, so far, off to a good start. Let's move on to the second song of this album, Eden, in 3, 2, 1. I really hope this guitar continues throughout the whole song, because K-pop has the habit of using a guitar in the beginning of the song and just forgetting about it. And even though this is like a more softer and melodic song, the quality is still there. Like, it's still not boring to me, even though it's like a slow song. And seriously, why did nobody tell me their B-sides are so good? And sorry for spitting. But like, even as like a more slow song, it's still so entertaining. Is this gonna be another case like with Everglow's B-sides? Where every single one of their B-side songs is like high quality song. Because it feels like it might end up being the case. It's just the quality of the songs is just so high. Like there's actual effort that was put into these B-sides. Like there's an idea, there's direction. There's a style to these songs. I really like this chorus, man. Like for a soft song, it's still so good. And that just speaks volume about how good it actually is, because it takes more for a song like this to actually entertain me to the level that it is. Damn. I'm so happy. I'm so enjoying this so much more than I did for the NCT Dream reactions. It's not even comparable. This is one of the most enjoyable reactions, and we're just 2 songs in, and I don't really think we're going to be losing the quality that we've had so far. I feel like genuinely Oh My Girl's B-side quality is very high. It seems to be the case, but again, I don't want to say this too early before we actually get to like the part of the album where everything falls apart, but again, I don't really think that's gonna happen. Yeah, this was honestly a really good song. I'm actually gonna give this one a 10 out of 10. Because like I said, it takes more for a song like this to actually impress me and entertain me and not bore me to death. So it really shows how good it is. And again, comparatively to Drip, this one is a song with one concept that it executes masterfully, whereas Drip had a bunch of different concepts and sounds shoved into one song, which again is the concept of that song. But like I said, I'm not really a big fan of that, so I prefer this song because of that. But I did enjoy Drip a little bit more personally, because it was just more my thing, in the sense that it was like a more girl crush kind of song. But yeah, so far I'm really impressed with these B-sides, man. I really am enjoying them, so hopefully we're gonna continue the enjoyment with the next one. Replay in 3, 2, 1. And talking about Replay, you're probably wondering why I didn't listen to Eden again. It's just a very simple and straightforward song. It doesn't really need it. Okay, so we're with another girl crushy song. Again, why did nobody tell me that Oh My Girl does these kinds of girl crushy song in their B-sides? This one is definitely not as catchy as the previous two though. It's still high quality, and I still like what it's doing, but it's just not as catchy right off the bat. I still like the fact that it's so stand out from the other two songs. Like, the quality of these songs is so high that each one of them could have easily been a title track on their own, and that's the kind of B-sides that I like. Yeah, the more I listen to this album, the more I would want to get into more B-sides from Oh My Girl right off the bat. But I'm probably not gonna do that because I would already be burned out by reactions for today. I want to know who makes their music. Too bad it doesn't say in. Oops, stop. It doesn't say on their Wikipedia page. I can open an older album, but there isn't a specific page for this album. Yeah, it seems like they have like a consistent theme kind of thing. So I guess that might be one of the reasons why the quality is so high. And yeah, I just realized that their company, WM Entertainment, was acquired by Rainbow Bridge World, the company of Wanas, Wannabe and the like. They've been acquiring quite a lot of company, all things considered, honestly. Wait, are ONIF under them? No, they are under this group, this group's company, WM Entertainment. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, RBW acquired DSP Media as well very recently. WM Entertainment, and I think that's pretty much it for subsidiaries. I guess they have a bunch of other companies, but that's not the point of this video. Let's not focus on that. Let's go back to this album. So, for this song, I do think it's my least favorite song so far, just because it wasn't that catchy overall. I still like that it's very different and that it was like very bold and very high quality, just like the other two songs, and I still have a very high likelihood of listening to this song, but it just wasn't necessarily as catchy as I wish it was. But again, just like, this is like the best kind of album for me. I like albums that for which all the B-sides feel high quality and all have their own style and gimmick and sound and could all easily have been title tracks. Like, a good description, a good example of this kind of album is Dreamcatcher's Dystopia Tree of Future, or whatever it was. The album that was released with the title track Scream. That album has the best B-sides that Dreamcatcher has ever released. And it has like 6 or 7 of them, which is kind of insane. And this album very much is on the same road so far, with 2 really good songs, one still pretty good song because I still like that it's a very different song and it stands out and it's memorable, even if it's not necessarily catchy. But it's still very bold, so much more bold than I thought Oh My Girl was. So yeah, I gave Drip 9.4 out of 10, I gave Eden a 10 out of 10. So for this one, I think I'm going to go with a 9 out of 10 because, like I said, and I repeated already like twice, I like how bold this is. But there was definitely something that could have been worked out a little bit more in regards to the catchiness. But again, I feel like for the kind of song that it was going for, the catchiness wasn't necessary. So at the end of the day, that's why it also doesn't bother me why it's not catchy. I still like it despite the fact that it's not really that catchy. But yeah, we still have plenty of songs from this album to enjoy just fine. even outside of this one. So without further ado, let's get into the final song of this first part of my reaction to this album, Parachute, in 3, 2, 1. This is more like what I expected we were gonna be getting from this album. It still is pretty catchy, but I definitely don't like it as much as the first two, or should I say first three. It's still fine though, because the quality is still up there, and it's still very distinctive compared to the other songs, so we're still par for the course, even though this one is a little different from what the other ones were. Oh, this one is really short. I just realized that. Okay. So, yeah, this one is definitely the song that I least care about, mainly because of what style it's going for. Which, again, it's not bad. I think it's still high quality. I still think it's good. And most albums, even from like my favorite groups who have like hard-hitting sound and stuff, have like a more fresh and like, I don't know, song like this. Like every album, every group, even their best albums, have songs like this to kind of refresh stuff a little bit. And considering the fact that this is like in the middle of the album and it's like a shorter song, I'm gonna kind of take it as an interlude. Or maybe it could be the shift in style for this album, with the first two songs being very dark and edgy, and these next few songs being more happy and brighter. But regardless of whether that's going to be the case or not, I still liked it. It was still pretty enjoyable, it was still pretty catchy, and the quality of it was still up there. It's just that it's the song that I'm really least interested in, because just my general tastes in K-pop are more towards harder and darker and edgier stuff, not really towards the brighter ones. I still enjoy brighter songs, but I'm leaning more towards the darker ones. Which is why for this song, as high as it is in terms of its quality, I am going to give it the lowest score so far at an 8.8 out of 10, which still at the end of the day is a very high score, all things considered, but it is my least favorite song so far. But it was definitely catchier than Replay, at least, and I feel like with a few more listens I could easily enjoy it, but yeah. Right now, the biggest reason why I probably won't listen to this song is because I just don't really have much of a point of comparison with other Omega B-sides, because if this is like one of their better songs ever, I'll probably end up listening to it genuinely, but if we get more darker and edgier songs, they're just gonna win over this one, because there's only so many songs from one album that I could actually legitimately listen to frequently. So the best ones are just gonna win over, you know? But yeah, this is it for this first half of this album reaction. So far, I've been really entertained by this album. Judging by the names of the songs for the next half though, there's a little bit of a worry in the back of my head that I'm actually not gonna like them as much as the first 3 songs, because they're probably gonna be more along the lines of this song. But even if that's gonna be the case, this album is still better than a lot of albums that I've reacted to, and I still am interested in checking out more Oh My Girl B-sides. So if you guys as well want me to check out more Oh My Girl B-sides, definitely let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, before we end this video though, as well, I want to give a huge shout out to my currently 3 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bitman, Deadpool, and Sanchez. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me, you have continued to support me for such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not know, that will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do. That being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman. I'm not quite sure at the moment, and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people, but that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country with a family that won't really accept the fact that I'm trans if they found out, there is not really a feasible or easy way for me to transition here with minimal repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything, so if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's fine, don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me out get out of this situation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the links in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, and to my Wattpad or post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you haven't enjoyed my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think this is pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the second half. Bye!